Hey guys, how you guys doing? Trevor here, Anyonga Shimnika, Charles Inesimnika. I hope you guys are fine. I hope you guys are good. So today I'm going to put out a sort of an edited and short video. I'm just going to try to explain to you what has been happening in my life because it has been a pretty eventful 2 weeks and yeah. So I'm basically working in a new company. It's a much bigger company. It's in Korea. They call them like Taegyeops, and I want to Taegyeop. Anyway, they call them Taegyeop. And I just wanted to give you a brief history on how I got in because it's not the normal route that most people get into Korean companies. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I always say so. So I got into the company through recommendations. So in Korea, there's something they call usuinje chuchon 제도. Basically, you can recommend your friend or a relative or anyone you know. If the company needs, for example, if the company needs an electrical engineer, some companies would put out like an advertisement in a job portal like Job Korea or Saramin or yeah, Job Planet. But then there's another way which Korean companies look for employees, and that is through recommendations. So basically most of the recommendations are 비공개 채용. That means they're not open to the public, so you won't find them in the job portals. And I thought this only happens in small companies because in my previous job we also had the insu inje chuchon, so I could recommend someone and the company would give me a sort of thanksgiving fee. Okay, let me just say money. The company would give me some money for one, recommending that person if they fit the role that they're looking for, and two, if the person stays there for a certain amount, then the company is also going to give me extra money for that. So for example, if I recommend my friend Luciano, who is an electrical engineer, and he passes the interview successfully, then they're going to give me some money for recommending Luciano. And if Luciano stays, for example, 1 year, they're going to give me like a certain amount. If he stays there for like more than 3 years, a certain amount. If he stays there for like 5 years, a crazy amount. Anyway, this is, to some people it might seem counterintuitive, but then, like, I'm talking about electrical engineers because there was a time where there was like a shortage of electrical engineers in Korea. So it's pretty much the same thing for me. So for this company, they started a team, and one of my hyungs, like hyung is like an older brother, no, not like an older brother, but someone who's older than you. I used to work with him in CJ. There was a time I used to work as an intern in CJ Tehantongun, and he's the one who recommended me to this position. I'm sure this is not how all companies conduct their interviews, but this is this particular company that I'm working for. Basically how they did it was, because I was in Kenya, I did all my interviews online. Normally when you're my goodness, normally when you're working for a Korean company, you need to do the 인적성 시험 or 인적성 검사. It involves two parts, your attitude test and aptitude test. But then when they're hiring like experienced applicants, they normally just do the attitude test. I don't know, it wasn't intuitive to me, so I did the test, and then the process was like, I did the test, and then I did my first interview with the 팀장, and then I did my second interview with the 부장. Like, 부장 is the head of the department, the 팀장 is the head of the team. Yeah, and so after those interviews, you have to do 검사, like 건강검진, a health inspection, and after that, that's when they're going to confirm that your application is successful, and then you're going to discuss on how long you're going to start. So the whole process took me, this is crazy, it took me about 3 months. I just wanted to tell you guys that there's another way which you can get into a Korean company, and that is through referrals or recommendations. But unfortunately, it's mostly for like experienced employees, experienced applicants. My goodness, yeah, my English. Someone in my channel asked me to do a video on E7 visa, so I'm working on that. Yeah, so I've only been working there for 2 weeks. So many things. The company is totally different. For example, the way they structure their time, you just have to come to work until a certain time. For example, I just give similar examples, but you can come to work until, for example, 12 p.m. and then you only have to work a minimum of like 4 hours, but then you can compensate that on another day. So you don't have to work for 8 hours straight. You can work for 4 hours today, and then you work for like 12 hours the next day, or you work for like 4 hours today, 4 hours tomorrow, and you work for 16 hours if that's possible. Like, it's a pretty flexible environment, but the downside I noticed is basically if you work in like a small company, you're basically sitting beside your timjang and he's like teaching you, he's telling you what to do. But in like a big company, you sort of have to find your way. You have to find your way through all these numerous softwares they use. You have to find your way through work. You basically have to like do the orientation yourself. Like, no one is going to show you the ins of work, and yeah, everyone is kind of busy to do that. Peace. If you have any questions, feel free. Thank you.